You know, I've always wanted to be irrelevant, so that's why we're gonna be time traveling back to the 1990s. Oh snap! There goes my copy of Star Fox Zero. You know what that means? It worked! I'm pure! You know, that actually is a really good segue into my review of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Sonic, the lanky leg, weird looking hedgehog. I have a love-hate relationship with this plague-contaminated rat. I love Sonic Generations, Sonic Mania, Sonic Heroes was a fun time. Oh yeah, and Sonic Adventure 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. But outside of that, I mean, I own Sonic Lost World, might as well make that my personality. I have a shirt for it and everything. But I've always wanted to play all the games, so that's why 6 months ago I reviewed Sonic 1, and I haven't touched the series since, so expect my Sonic Colors review to come out in 2044. Overall, I thought Sonic 1 wasn't the best. The presentation was great, but the level design was a bit bland, and difficulty didn't come from fun platforming challenges, but instead from trial and error bullcrap, which made the game as much of a slog as a 4-hour game can be. But Sega did the impossible in 1992. They made another Sonic the Hedgehog game. The first thing you'll notice when you load up this game is this kangaroo. His name is Tails the Fox, and he had some very neat stuff to the game, like co-op and versus. And I'd tell you more about those two game modes, but I can't, because, you know, pandemic, and no one to play with. He can fly, which is kind of neat. First thing I feel I have to talk about is the graphics. They're dang good. The freaking colors on this game are beautiful. Oh yeah, and I feel like I don't have to mention it, but the music sounds like if you plugged your headphones into the freaking Bible, because it's godly. The music is so good, it makes you forget about the mediocre controls. I don't particularly like how Sonic controls in the original 3 Genesis games. When at high speed, he feels excellent, but at any other speed, his jump feels a little bit too floaty and hard to control. Speaking of Sonic's controls, this game introduces the Spin Dash, which is such a smart move to add to Sonic's moveset. It makes gaining speed so much easier, which is kind of true for everything in this game. It's just Sonic 1, but so much better. Like, I genuinely can't think of anything that Sonic 1 does better than 2. It's so much more of a polished game. If you're going to start playing Sonic the Hedgehog games, start with 2. In a little bit, we'll be looking at every zone in Sonic 2, but overall, I really enjoyed the level design in this game. There's tons of different routes and places to get speed. The levels in this game are longer than the average platformer, and have more of a maze-like design. And speaking of Emerald Hill Zone, wait, because what I previously just said is a perfect segue into talking about Emerald Hill Zone. I didn't have a freaking thing, okay? Transitions. Alright, the first act in Sonic 1 is Emerald Hill Zone, or as intellectuals call it, Green Hill Zone. That's right, I refuse to believe that they are different zones. I don't have much to say, I said it before in my Sonic 1 review, but this is the perfect opening level, and it's everything 2D Sonic should be. It's colorful, fast-paced, it's perfect. Next up is Chemical Plant Zone, and oh my god, Sega, you old dogs, is that another good Sonic stage? Who would have thunk you could do that? For real though, this level may be one of the best Sonic zones of all time. The theming, enemy placement, level design, everything I like about 2D Sonic is here. It is perfect, and so much better than the second act of Sonic 1, which was stupid Marble Zone. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, there's only 2 stages per zone in this game. This may sound like a bad thing when compared to Sonic 1's 3 stages per zone, but I would argue otherwise. See, when you have 3 stages per zone, it makes the game feel bloated and level themes become boring and overused. But with 2 levels, it makes the pacing a lot better. There's also more zones in this game, having 9 instead of 6 in the original, and honestly, I'd rather have 9 quick, great zones than 6 long, boring zones. Aquatic Ruin Zone is next, and this is just gross to play. Let's get the positives out of the way. I really like the art direction in this zone, and the on-land portions are pretty fun. Too bad they have to ruin it with underwater sections, which are god-awful in Sonic 1 and just as bad in Sonic 2. Playing these makes me feel like I have a viral disease. Next up is Casino Night Zone, which is all about Sonic losing a poker game and then having to run away from the Yakuza members that are tracking him down. I mean, it's no Luigi's Gambling from Mario 64 DS, but hey, it's okay. Just kidding, I lied. The zone is another great one. The pinball bumpers, the springs, the suddenly losing all my money. Now this is Sonic. I can't believe they did it. Sonic Team made 3 great zones and measles, but this is incredible. This is going to be one of the greatest games of all time. Hilltop Zone is just okay. No. I mean, it's fine, but it's kind of forgettable. I like some bits, but to me, this is just too similar to Emerald Hill Zone for it to be any better than just okay. Still some fun sequences, though, and it's not bad. Mystic Cave Zone really helps as a nice palate cleanser after a Hilltop Zone. Not as good as Emerald, Casino, or Chemical Plant, but still a fun time. As a nice vibe going on, it's weirdly a little bit eerie, and I freaking love the color palette, all the dark greens and nice purples. It looks nice, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Unlike Oil Ocean Zone, it gives me a hernia just thinking about it. The graphics in this stage is just a bunch of dark oranges and grays. Even Marble Hill Zone, the worst zone in Sonic 1, at least had some nice purples in there. The level design also isn't anything to write home about. There's no big set pieces and it doesn't use any interesting enemies in creative ways. But at least the boss fight's okay. While I'm here, we should probably be talking about the extra stuff in this game, like the bosses. Overall, I thought the bosses were okay, not great, not bad either. None of them really gave me any sense of a challenge other than the last one, and they're just okay. I do think the Oil Ocean one's pretty fun. It's mostly just dodge and hit. And then there's also the bonus levels. See, when you get 50 wings by the time you hit a checkpoint, you get to play this little mini game where if you collect enough wings, you get a Chaos Emerald. If you get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you get to become Super Sonic, which is not the best reward, but it's better than Sonic 1's original. Oh, you get the happier ending where things are slightly different. It's okay, just nothing to write home about. Metropolis Zone is up next, and I enjoyed all the level design with the gears and the screws you have to one up. Has a lot of really fun sequences, and this level would be one of the best in the game if the enemy placement didn't blow. The enemies in this game are so overpowered with way too much reach, and I hate them. I hate them so much. It turned one of the best zones into the game into one of the worst. And that's why the Praying Mantis guy from Sonic 2 is on my hit list, right next to Jimmy Kimmel and my cousin Witchy. Don't ask. The next zone is Wing Fortress Zone, and it's the final zone of the game. It's so good. It's split into 3 acts, which I originally thought was going to make the themes and enemies of this part feel overused, but to my surprise, no. They found plenty of ways to make each part unique. Act 1, you're on a cool little airplane and you have to avoid flying enemies. And I really like Act 2. Here you're on Eggman's massive flying vehicle, and there's tons of unique sections, ways to get speed and shortcuts. This is really one of my favorite acts in the game, and one of my favorite zones in the whole game, honestly. Then the Death Egg comes in and charts on all my fun. I hate this boss fight because there's barely any consistency on where you jump will hurt you or him. It's hard to tell where you're supposed to jump. It's too bad that the final boss fight ruins an otherwise perfect zone, in my opinion. Overall, I really enjoyed Sonic 2. I mean, it wasn't one of the best platformers I've ever played, but hey, it was a really fun time, so let's give it a 7 out of 9. Yeah, 7 out of 9 feels good. Anyway, tune in next time when we review Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Just kidding, we're reviewing Sonic CD.